Okay, so looking at this one here, we have a commercial airliner that travels due west 350 kilometers and then travels 35 degrees north of west for another 240. Okay, so I'm going to start out with a due west line that is 350 kilometers long. And then from there, we're going to go north of west. So I'm going to draw a reference line that's north of west. Okay, that's west, and then I'm going to go north of it 35 degrees, something like that. So this is 35 degrees in here. This is 240 kilometers. Here's Y, here's X. Okay, and then our resultant goes from here to there. Okay, and would share these sides. Okay, so this would be blue X and blue Y. Okay, so you can give them a mark for their diagram. Okay, then we got to find our X and Y components. Well, you only get one mark for finding the X and Y components of the 350, okay, because it's 350 kilometers west and 0, okay, so one mark if they have something written for that. Then we have to do that for the green line, okay, so for our green line, X is adjacent to the 35-degree angle, so we will have the cos of 35 degrees times the hypotenuse, 240. Right, that'll give us green X. Green Y is then the opposite side. So sine of 35 times 240. Okay, will give us those numbers here. So cos of 35 times 240. All right, so our X component's 196.596 kilometers. Okay, and that is west. And for Y, we'll have the sine of 35 times 240, okay, which is going to be 137.658 kilometers, and that will be north. Okay, so one mark for each of those. Method mark only. Okay, if they showed the work and it's right, give them the mark. Okay, then we got to find our resultants X and our resultants Y. Okay, so we're up to 4 marks here. Okay, so resultant X, okay, blue X is going to be 350 plus the 196.596, okay, which will give us okay, 546.596 with all those other decimals. 546.596 kilometers west. Okay, and our Y, so they'll get a mark for X, but not for Y, because Y required no calculation other than what you'd already done. Okay, it's 137.658 kilometers north. Okay. So now that we have the two sides of the blue triangle, we can find what our overall displacement is, which is important because we're going to need that a little bit later on here. Okay, so the displacement's magnitude is Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so we'll have our 546 squared plus our 137 squared. Okay, obviously with all the decimals plugged in. Okay, so we're looking at 563.644, 664, 563.664. Kilometers. Okay, and then we got to find its vector. So for me, the opposite side of the triangle I drew was the 137. Okay, the adjacent side was the 546. Okay, again with all the decimals plugged in. So we'll have second tan, okay, of our 546.5964906 divided. Whoops, I got that the wrong way. Shoot. Okay, sorry, 137.658347 divided by 546. 596 4906. Okay, so we got 14.13 or 14 degrees, 14.14. Yeah, okay, degrees, and then for me, that's going to be north of west. Okay, north of west. And we only have in this question, well, actually, we're not going to do significant figures yet because we're not done. Okay, so that's where we're at right now. So you'll get a mark for the Pythagorean theorem, a mark for this, and then we got to do our last calculation, which is v equals d over t. So right now we're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 marks we're up to? Okay, so we're up to 6 marks. The next calculation is v equals d over t. Okay, 7 marks. Okay, we'll get a mark here for plugging in our numbers correctly. So they actually have to have the right numbers for this mark. So that'll be 563.664 divided by the 2.5 hours we were given. Okay, and that's going to give us 225.46, but we only have 2 significant figures now that we've used that 2.5 hours, so we're going to have 2.3. Okay, so 2.3 times 10 to the 2 kilometers per hour at 14 point, or actually it just said 14 degrees, 14 degrees north of west, or they may have also had 76 degrees west of north. Okay, so they get a mark for plugging in the numbers and a mark for that final answer. That's 9. Okay, questions on that? Okay, mark out a 9 at the top where I can see it. Double check your first and last name are on that before you bring it straight up to me, please.